At the time I am recording this, it's already too late for me. I don't truthfully know where I'm going, or where I really am. Things have been, hazy lately. You see, it all started when I was 16. I remember the first time it started happening. The dreams. Well, the dream, to be specific. It's all sort of connected somehow. I don't quite understand it. It was almost a full moon that night. I remember because the whole neighborhood was lit up as if there were street lamps everywhere. It was cold too, and the wind didn't really make it any better. I remember falling asleep in my bed, all wrapped up in the covers, slowly drifting off to sleep to the soft jingling of wind chimes. If I only knew. That night, I had the worst night terror of my life. I don't recall any particular details, but I do remember being trapped. I was stuck in a house that seemed oddly familiar, but totally and completely wrong. I was in my living room, looking around. Everything seemed normal here, I thought. But then I turned around. I became awash with panic. My heart rate must have shot through the roof because my vision went slightly blurry. It was my friend's kitchen, but the walls were oddly stretched together, as if the walls were melded as one. But that's not what I was afraid of. My skin crawled when I noticed this odd looking figure just standing there. It was like a shadow, human almost. There were no discernible features. They were just watching me. They were just watching me. My brain, seemingly on autopilot, said run. I instinctively reached out for the door handle behind me, unable to tear my eyes from the figure. But there was nothing there. Door's open, I thought, and turned to run. But I froze. There was no door. There was no anything. Just black nothingness. A void. And then I heard it. These odd, hollow sounding thunks. Like bone chimes. But wrong. They were getting louder and heavier. Almost coming from everywhere and nowhere. Couldn't find the source. Everything was just this void. I was horrified, but I didn't know why. I wanted to run, needed to, but why? I couldn't see a threat, but panic set in nonetheless. I closed my eyes. Not that I could see anything anyway. Then I woke up. I opened my eyes and I was laying in my bed. Everything was quiet. Just the birds and the remnants of the wind last night. I got out of bed, got into the shower to clear my head. Couldn't get that edge of anxiety out of my head all day. I scratched at the edges of my mind. I went through my day like normal, eventually convincing myself to forget about it. That night, though, as I fell asleep, I heard the jingling of wind chimes, soft and peaceful, like twinkling stars on a sea of black sky. I won't go into details, but the dream came back. Rooms meshed together all wrong, seemingly picked apart from places in my memory. Familiar, yet unknown. This time, however, was different. The figure was smiling. It still had this shapeless, almost human look. No face, just this smile that stretched from ear to ear. I'd wake up once the terror set in, and I woke in my same bedroom, went through my day, and laid down to rest that night. Every night, the same panic-fueled horror house, but the figure was taking shape more and more. Subtle at first, but now it looks like a man. A shadowy, oddly proportioned man. And he gets more sinister. He is speaking to me in the dream, as of now. All he says is a date. And for the past 6 months, this horrid dream has been happening. It's been the same. That day is today, as I am currently writing to you. I don't know what will happen tonight, but when I woke up this morning, the wind chimes were still ringing. In fact, they haven't stopped since the third dream. I'm used to them by now. In fact, they've quite grown on me. The soft, twinkling sounding like the raindrops on a pond. The one thing I could never quite figure out, though, couldn't put my finger on it. No one in my neighborhood owns any wind chimes.